Welcome to the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. I'm your host, T. Daniels, wife, mama of two girls, multi-business owner, iced coffee connoisseur, and your official bad bitch mentor. Get ready to transform your boring business into a money-making machine by learning how to just be better at being you. No more playing by the rules. It's time to hone in on your gifts, turn up your energy, and make some serious cash. So grab your coffee, your headphones, or just cover your child's ears, and let's dive in. Welcome back to another episode. Hello, friends. I'm so excited because today is our live event. Oh my God. I have been promoting my free live masterclass for the last 3.5 weeks, which if you know me, you know that that is a lifetime for me because I am like, the masterclass is in 3 days, get it or whatever. I love instant gratification. I love to just like roll things out and have them happen immediately. But recently I'm currently doing a Launch With Me series. And in this Launch With Me series, it was 4 weeks of building momentum and then 2 weeks of selling the coach school. And people were able to come with me behind the scenes and get like a full breakdown of how I launch, from my launch checklist and the way that I plan my launches to how I build momentum and how I show up online and how I create content and how I think about my offers. Like I deep dove into this Launch With Me series. So I just finished the first part, which was building momentum. And so for 4 weeks in Telegram, I did a voice drop every single day, Monday through Thursday. And I was like giving them mini podcast episodes, basically. Like my voice memos were like 6 to 12 minutes long. And I was just like the most real, raw version of me in that space. And so if you were in there, and you haven't caught up on those telegrams yet, they're also in your portal, which I think is really cool. I was able to take all those Telegram voice notes and put them into like a mini course, but it's just audios and you can like just listen on the go, but it's everything. It's pep talks, it's strategy, it's the mindset, it's all the things. And now we're rolling into the second part. And the second part is all about this live masterclass that I'm doing, as well as selling. So if you're in there, you're then going to get to watch me sell. It was originally for 2 weeks. I changed it to 3 weeks of selling because I'm going to be doing a down sell. So what I'm teaching in my coach school program right now is down selling, meaning that you sell one offer that's maybe higher ticket, you close the cart, and then you down sell a secondary offer that's not as high ticket. And that's what I'm going to be doing live, but then also everyone in that group gets to watch me behind the scenes. But it's been so fun, but also, and it went by so fast. And then when it closed, I was almost sad. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's over. Like I looked forward every morning or every afternoon, like going in there and dropping things for them. And I have so many things to tell you guys in this episode because so many things have just transpired since then. And I decided to create my own membership and network. And this membership and network is like an all-in-one app where you can come and get coached. And there's a place for pep talks and there's a place for Q&A, and it has all my resources in one place. But it's also a place to network with other women. It's also a place to promote, and you get to promote inside of this membership and network. That is going to be dropping soon. I'm not going to give you guys the link yet because there's too many other things going on, but everyone who joins Coach School gets first access into this app, and I'm so excited. But also, it's a way for me to still give those pep talks, to give those behind the scenes and all the things that I loved doing in this Launch With Me. Now I get to do it all in one place. But what this also means is I will be closing my Facebook group. I will be closing my community. And the only way to join my community is through this app/membership. Once we open it to the public, because right now it's for clients only, but once we open it to the public soon, it will be 50 spots open for founding members and a founding member rate. And it's less than $100 a month to get access to coaching, Q&A, weekly pep talks, guest experts, resources, free resources, paid resources, live events, promoting, networking, and collaborating all in one space. This is like the most epic fucking offer I've ever created. And it's so cool because it's a dual offer. It's a place for me to connect with my community. It's a place for you to connect with your community all in one. And I'm just so proud of this offer and excited. But We will talk about that soon. In the upcoming weeks, I will launch it on the podcast. You will get access for less than $100 if you join as a founding member, and you're going to want to be in there. Trust me, you're going to want to be in there. But today, this afternoon, is my live masterclass called Rich AF and Raising Babies. If you have not got your spot, get it now. Go down to the link, sign up, and join me at 1:30 p.m. CST today, because I'm going to talk to you guys about growing your coaching business in 10 hours a week with kids at home. And it's going to be 90 minutes long. And yes, that could possibly be long. Okay. I get it. I totally get it. You're busy. You're a wife. You're a mother. You have a business. It is a long one, but it's going to be worth your time. I promise you that. I am going to be teaching exactly how I built my 2 six-figure businesses with kids at home while being a stay-at-home mom without childcare, without ads, without a large audience. And I don't run my business like most other coaches, and I don't run my business like most other people. And I have worked now with a ton of coaches, industry leaders, million-dollar coaches, like very well-known coaches in the industry. And I feel like I'm doing a lot of what coaches tell you to do. I'm doing the opposite. And I'm teaching the opposite, because what I have found to be true is that you have to run a business that's solely for you. It is what you like. It's what you love. It's based on your lifestyle. It's based on your personality. It is based on what you like genuinely just love, which is what we're going to talk about in today's episode, because I find this topic so important. And I'm also going to deep dive into it in this 90-minute class, because again, I just don't do what other coaches do. I'm not going to force you and be like, you have to get childcare if you don't want it. I'm not going to say, oh, you have to chase trends or work when the kids go to bed. Like, if you don't want to do that, we're not going to build your business that way, because it's not fucking sustainable. Like, it just isn't. It's not sustainable to do what you do not love to do. I help moms with coaching businesses run a business that fits your lifestyle. If it's your personality, it puts your desires first, so that you can actually build that sustainability and flexibility at the exact same time. So that's what I'm going to talk about in today's masterclass. I'm also going to share my story about like leaving my abusive marriage, being a single mom on WIC, and now having a multi six-figure business without child support. And I did it without nannies. I did it without ads. I did it without credit cards or rich family members. What I'm going to talk about in this class is, number one, a life first approach to business, which I think is one of the biggest life lessons I have learned over the years, and especially this last year, now adding 2 kids into the mix. Number one lesson I've learned. The next thing we're going to talk about is offers. Creating offers and a business model that is solely based on you. It's based on your personality, your lifestyle, your schedule. Again, it has to be what you love. Based on, if you listen back to the other 2 episodes I did, not last week, but the week before, all about offers, we're going to deep dive into that part of offers and like how to build them and what they look like and what are the different options. And then we're also going to talk about non-social strategies for stability. So how to get hundreds of leads in your business every single week without ads and without social media, because honestly, that's not where I get most of my leads. And I don't actually love social media. Like, I'm not great at marketing. I have had to learn to be good at marketing, but in all honesty, I'm not good at it. I'm way better at coaching than I am at marketing, which honestly, I think is not that bad of a deal, because here's the thing, you can learn how to market. And I think that being a good coach is a skill that you can learn, but also something that just comes very natural for me as coaching. Like, it comes so natural to be in those rooms with my students where it doesn't feel like pulling teeth. So one of the things that a lot of coaches have told me is like, you can't handhold clients. Like, it's not your responsibility. But the truth is, I actually like it. I actually enjoy it. I like to get into their life and their business and know you and your personality and your traumas and your story and your kids and your family and your dynamics. And I love it. It's my favorite part about business, and I'm not going to give it up. I don't care if it's not sustainable. It's worked for me this far. I love it. I love being the coach that shows up to all the coaching containers and all the coaching calls and loves my students and handholds them and is willing to get in the deep end with them. And I also love that I'm the perfect balance of loving you and pushing you and holding you to your goals, while also like giving you that like kick in the ass, like, girl, you're holding yourself back. We're not doing that. Like, I am equal parts loving mother cheerleader and kick in the ass. And I just think that there's so many coaches out here who are great at marketing. Their marketing is immaculate. And then you get into their offers and it feels disappointing. I will say it is. And I've been in those places, and I've always looked at like the glass half full because I've learned a lot of lessons from being in those rooms. I've walked away with lots of friendships. Like, it's not all bad. It's just their marketing is better than their coaching. And I pride myself on my coaching being better than my marketing. And while I have had to really work hard at messaging and marketing, it's also allowed me to be a better coach because I know what it's like to not be good at messaging and marketing and have to learn it. So I just think for people who come into my world, like, I get it on such a deeper level than you understand. And that was ultimately what led me to the changes in my life and business this year, was because I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not subscribing anymore to industry norms. I'm just not doing it because I need to do what I love, and I need to do what lights me up, and I need to do what I'm called to do and nothing else. I need to do what is a hell yes for me and nothing else. And that led me to realize that I needed to make changes in my own life. I needed to make changes in my own business. And I also needed to stop listening to what everyone else is doing and do what I'm really good at. So that is the gist of what we're going to do in this class. Get the link, sign up. I will see you this afternoon. But in the meantime, let's talk about, before I dive deeper into today's episode, let's talk about Coach School, because Coach School applications are currently open. If you join today's masterclass, you're going to get a limited time bonus for being in the masterclass. And the doors will be open for the next, like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 days. And then they will close. When the doors close inside of Coach School, not only are you going to get access to the app I was just talking about, but we're also going to do something called the live offer series. And I'm going to be doing live coaching and teaching in the program, where I'm going through different types of offers: long-term, short-term, front-end selling, back-end selling, down selling, and all the ways that you can create offers and structure your business with different types of offers. Then we're going to do a live series on non-social selling, and I'm going to deep dive with Coach School students into how to grow your business without social media. I'm going to be giving them my step-by-step process for Pinterest, for collaborations, networking events, summits, you name it, and exactly how to pitch yourself. I'm going to be telling them exactly what to do step-by-step to find and get into collaborations, as well as create your own, which has brought hundreds of leads to my business every month for years. And it has allowed me to use social media as a platform to nurture and warm up people who are already in my audience versus using it to get leads because it's such slow growth. So those 2 live offer series are what you're going to get when you join Coach School this round. And this round only, the price is $7,500 for the year, which is insane for the level of support you get, because we do live Zoom coaching on Zoom 1 to 2 times a week. And then I also coach you in Slack 3 times a week. Plus, you have your self-paced portal and all the trainings you could need. Now, the price will go up to $10K after this round. So you're going to want to be in between getting the app for an entire year for free, which is a free place to promote your business, which is fucking insane, and the 2 live series plus hands-on support. But here's the thing. I changed Coach School this year. And the reason was because two things. I'm no longer willing to settle for anything that isn't a hell yes, number 1. And number 2, the people in that program and the people who wanted to be in that program need so much more than what it was before. More than just a group coaching program, but really needing something that fits your life, your goals, your unique magic and schedule, something that is customizable to you and your personality and your desires. And when I first started Coach School, the vision was all about helping you build a signature group coaching program. And that's still important. And it's so important that I decided to create a secondary offer, which is our Offer Bootcamp. If you've been here for a while, you know about Offer Bootcamp. I turned it into a program. So now I have a program where for less than $2,000, you can build your high ticket signature program. But you're a mom, you're a coach, CEO, business owner, and you need something to fit your life. And when I started coaching Coach School for the last year, there's so much more that comes into Coach School. So while building a 1 signature high ticket group coaching program is one of the most important things you'll do in your coaching business as a mom, I just realized that this program needed to be something bigger and more aligned. It needed to help women who are running from nap times and meals and client calls and balancing motherhood to get them to this next space, to become super crystal clear on your business model and how it can grow and feel sustainable and fully aligned for every season of life. So what has changed was we took out the cookie cutter strategies of this is exactly how to build this one type of program. And I decided to open it up to different types of coaching offers and programs that allow you to fit this season of your life and future seasons of your life. So whether that's long-term offers or short-term pop-up offers, it meets you exactly where you are. You also get Offer Bootcamp included. So that program I was just talking about where it teaches you step by step what to do to build that signature program. That program is also included. And this is a complete business school. So not only do we cover lead generation, non-social selling, offers, and your time management and your business model and personalized strategies, but also we talk about deeply your life, your mindset, those goals, and the sustainability of it all so that you can take time off, you can take extended leave, you can focus on your children or your health and still have a client roster and still be the coach that shows up for people while you're still a mom. It is so incredibly possible. I don't change my offers for shiny new strategies. I change them because it has to be in alignment with what works for me in my life and my seasons of life, and more importantly, what works for my students. Because you don't need complicated funnels and huge strategies, and you don't need half the shit people tell you you need online, but you do need the right business model, which was my biggest life lesson this year, the right mindset, the right offers, the right strategy that will support you as a working mom. So that's what the Coach School is. Now is like, it feels so good to have this like all in one space for women to completely do it all, from the schedule to the offers, to the lead gen, to the messaging, to the marketing, to the sales piece, and everything in between. One of our students recently said, Tay pushed me to finally get over my indecision, perfectionism, and mindset issues around group coaching and launched the program I've been dreaming about building for 2 years. My clients finally have access to all the templates and resources and trainings I wanted to create, and I actually feel confident in selling my signature offer. Tay helped me narrow down my niche and my program promise, which has made marketing a whole lot easier. So here's your action plan right now. Number 1, sign up for today's masterclass and join me live. When you join live, you're not only going to get special bonuses for being in there live, but we are going to announce the giveaway winner as well. Your next to do after that is to apply for Coach School. And then let's get into a little bit about today's episode, where I'm going to talk to you about building a business that is yours, building a business that is sustainable to your life and your season of life. Now, here's the thing. We talked about recently, when we talked about offers, we talked a lot about the different types of offers based on your personality. So if you are like a long-term sustainability person and you like the long-term sustainability and you like the long-term retainer clients that are 6, 12 plus months, choosing offers based on that. And then if you like short, quick pop-up offers, choosing offers based on that. And then if you like both, which is what I like, a little bit of both. So I'm going to go deeper today into your mindset blocks, mindset stuff around launching, around selling, around offers, around your business, and how it works for you. So recently in this launch telegram that I was talking to you guys about earlier in the episode, I talked to them also about like knowing what you're good at. Like if you're good at video or you're good at being on, like for me, it's like voice memoing. So doing a podcast or doing those pop-up telegrams or doing the app where I do pep talks with my voice or live events is like what I'm really, really good at. It's what people are attracted to when they come into my world. So it's like, how do I build a business that capitalizes on those pieces of my skills and my strengths while also fitting into my lifestyle, while also fitting into like, what do I actually like doing? So I'm going to give you guys some voice notes that I dropped in that telegram, which are all about the mindset, structuring your business the way that you want it to look for the future, structuring it for this season of life. And then I will see you guys on today's masterclass. Please join. I'm so excited to see you. And now let's get into those voice notes.
Specifically, one of the things I want to talk about first is getting your spark back, or like really picking up your pieces or picking yourself up from a low. So this low could look like maybe no sales. It could look like $0 launches. It could look like having a baby. It could look like being sick. It could look like taking extended leave or grief or family things. And I think for me specifically, this year I've had a really hard dose of life and business and legal stuff. And last year after having my baby, I kind of went through this whole season, right, of like dipping in my business and my life because I had a lot of life things happen. And then also just like starting over that whole period on newborn life and toddler life and relearning that phase of motherhood again after not doing it for 7 years with my oldest daughter. And there was like a really good period of time, and I would say even now I'm like just now getting back into the swing of things, where I was struggling with, and still, like my body image and weight and hormones and brain fog and like getting my physical body back after having a baby. But then also it's like getting my motivation back and getting like my confidence back. And then on top of that, I lost multiple family members, grieving deaths, and then the legal situation, which put a big pause and hold on my business. And through all of this, there's just been so much shit, mental health shit, that I just felt like I didn't have it anymore. Like I didn't have my spark, essentially. And I didn't have like a life that I loved, and I didn't have a business that I loved. And I just felt like I was kind of going through the motions in order to keep everything afloat because I had to in order to keep my life going. And then here earlier this year, it kind of all broke. You know, when it's like your pot is like boiling over and you're trying to like get it under control, but you're not actually turning the heat off. You're just like turning it down. And before you know it, it completely bubbles over because you just let it go too long. That's kind of how it felt for me this year. And so this year for me specifically has been like all about getting my confidence back and my spark back and like feeling like myself again and getting back into routines and like loving my life again and loving myself again and loving my business again and loving parenthood again and re-loving my partner again. And I will just say that sometimes, like when you're in this season specifically, it is so hard to show up on social media and like put your best foot forward. It's so hard to be like, yeah, like let me pretend like everything's so great and let me pretend like business is just so amazing and we're making all this money. And while even last year I made more money than ever before, it was because of what I had built the year prior and the months prior that made it that way. And so I was able to build that sustainability, thank God, to take that time off, because otherwise I wouldn't have sustained. But I also know how hard it is to show up and just be so happy and like cheerful, and everyone online is pretending to be so happy, and like life is not real life. And I have learned so many hard lessons of getting in containers or masterminds with high 6 and 7 figure coaches, where online everything is so glossy and perfect and their life is perfect and their content is perfect, but you're only getting like half of the story, because we all know life is 50-50. Like we all know that every real human goes through real shit. And not to say that they're going through maybe what you're going through, or they're going through, maybe they don't even know it, like the magnitude of the things that you've gone through. But to pretend like it's always perfect is just not helpful. And then I think when people go out on social media and that's all they see is like this perfectly curated thing, but you like only know half the story, it feels like pieces are missing. And so I've been in recently even masterminds where they had really good marketing, right? But then when you get in the container, it's like, oh, like I kind of am seeing the pieces, or I'm also kind of like seeing this fakeness. And I think it does so many people a disservice, because there's other people in the industry that like want that transparency and that authority, and they want to see like the truth of both sides of the story. So for me specifically, I think that this year has been for me all about like those lessons, but then also like really finding myself again. And I know how hard it can be to show up online when you're finding yourself again. But I can also say that through this year, one of the best parts about this has been being really real and transparent with my community and my clients, and also receiving that love back of like, they understand, because they're also women and they're also mothers and they're also going through real life. And they're like, wow, this actually feels really fucking relatable, because yeah, me too. And I think if you're in this space of like feeling like every day is daunting to show up and life is so hard, I think first and foremost, before even launching and like before even worrying about launching, I think the best way to build even momentum and community in your business is to be transparent. It's to show up and show people the highs, the lows, the in-betweens, and what you're actually experiencing, because it's going to create real human connection. And you're sharing it from a place of like, this is really just who I am and what I'm going through, because you know that that's going to help somebody on the other side. And it also then helps them feel seen as well. I think if you're taking this time right now in your business to build up momentum before you're launching an offer, but you're in this like space of not totally loving where you're at, maybe you don't love your business, maybe you don't love your offers, maybe you don't feel confident in yourself. It's like, how do we get you back to that space? How do we get you back to this place of like liking and loving yourself again? But in the meantime, it doesn't mean you have to ghost your business. It doesn't mean you have to ghost social media. It doesn't mean you have to ghost your community. Like, how can you show up being exactly who you are today and exactly where you're at and telling the truth and letting that be enough? And like letting that be enough for people to be like, wow, I really see her. Like, this feels so transparent that like I even love her even more now. I think for me, the most transparency I've given my clients and my community has been really scared and really vulnerable spaces, but also has been met with so much love and understanding that it's like, wow, that's like a breath of fresh air to let that out and not pretend like things are great when they actually really aren't. So for all of you listening here, if you're in that space, I just want to remind you that you can show up being authentically you. It's safe to do that. The people who love you will support you, and those who don't literally do not matter. And it's okay to build this transparency in, and you get to be as vulnerable or as transparent as you want to be, whatever that looks like for you. But also, it's going to build such a sense of community around you to feel like you can get your spark back. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And the more you do it, the more momentum it even builds. And then before you know it, you're like, wow, I'm actually starting to like feel like myself again, and I have purpose again, and I'm showing up and people like it, and I'm connecting with people, and I'm having real human conversations, and then getting back to what you love and what you offer. So if you're in the building period, but you also feel like you're in a slump, I think right now is a good time to dig, get vulnerable, start loving yourself again, start loving your life again, decide what needs to be burned down, what needs to be shifted, what needs to be changed, what do you love in your business, what do you not love in your business, and how can you start to show up right where you're at and allow that to be enough. So what we talked about this morning in coach school was, if you know you're a person who has commitment issues or does not love long offers, and you like to sell constantly and have new offers and pop-up offers, but you also like to have shorter, like lower price points, then we could have a business model that mimics that. Versus if you're like, well, I really, really like long-term mentorship containers. I like sustainability. I like monthly recurring revenue for the next year. And also like only having to sell maybe, once a month or 1 week a month or once a quarter, then we would build your business model that way. For me, I like the mix of both. I love the long-term sustainable offers where I really, really get to deep dive with clients. But then I also love doing pop-up offers like this because it's fun and it's easy and it gets more people in my space and gets to know me and what I'm doing. So we're going to first dive into that, and then we're going to go into my series on non-social strategies, where I'm going to deep dive into obviously the strategies that I've used and mastered for selling outside of social media, growing your business with content, messaging, and outside of social media with Pinterest, with collaborations, how to set up collaborations, how to pitch collaborations, how to get in front of new people, how to get more leads in your business, and then what to do with those leads. So that's my coach school program. That's where we really, really deep dive into your individual goals in business. And then I have Offer Bootcamp, where we help you create one signature high-ticket group coaching program and then master the messaging and marketing around it. And then my app, which is coming very, very soon, is all-in-one membership plus network. So it's a place to get coaching from me. It's a place for drops like this, like just voice memo drops, but it's also a place to collaborate and network with your peers. And then also there's a space to promote your own stuff. So you guys can really like get to know each other and follow each other and get to know each other's businesses. And that is the series of what I'm selling. So what I talked about with my coach school students this morning is down selling. So selling your high ticket offer and then down selling it into a lower tiered offer. And then in Offer Bootcamp this afternoon, I talked to my students about messaging around your offer, storytelling, and how to really craft a signature offer that is embodying this version of like who you are and what's true for you and your stories and what you love. And I helped 2 of our students nail down their offer, who it helps, how it helps them, the program promise, the length and the price. Within 30 minutes, I had 2 of them flushed out, completely ready to go. And then I helped one of our students create 5 different pieces of content based around one story and one topic in less than 10 minutes, which is also what I teach inside of Coach School, is 10 minutes to create a piece of content. So what I'm focusing on this week for my own launch is content and really, really driving home the messaging inside of my coaching offer. So the offer series and what that's going to do, the non-social series and what that's going to do for people, and why I think it's so important, and how it's been so important in my own business with growing a business with children at home, which is also what I talked about today on my stories, and how if people want to start to see how I did this for myself, then they could join the live masterclass. My goal is to really ramp up masterclass invites this week to really push people into this masterclass. The more people I can get in the masterclass, the more people's attention I have, the more momentum I've built, the more people that come live, the better chance I have at selling out my coaching school program, because I know that when people get in a room with me and they join something live, that the odds of them joining the next level with me are pretty good. So if you've been on the fence, any of you listening in here have been on the fence about Coach School, now is seriously probably the best time ever to join, because the price is only $7,500 for a year, which I'm still like kicking myself. Like, should I have raised the price to $10,000 before now? Because it's so good and it's getting so much better. Like, the excitement that I have for this program, I just feel like is like oozing out of me. It's so good, and it's going to change so many people's lives, including the students that are already in it, which makes me really excited, because we currently have 20 or 21 students inside, and just knowing that like this is the stuff they want and they've been asking for, and like I get to deliver that to these women, plus the new women that are going to join. It's so exciting. And also we have just an amazing group of women that are so supportive of each other. So back to the point, what I'm focusing on this week, lots and lots and lots of momentum, showing up on social, making invites, hitting people from different angles of like what happens inside of Coach School and how it's going to change their life. So one of the angles being about offers, structuring your offers. One of them about structuring your business to be what you like and what you love, and based on your personality, to structure your business if you have kids at home and how that looks and how you schedule and how do you like create offers that match that. Because for me, it's like, if I'm only able to work during nap times, then how do I structure my business to fit my life? So that might be another angle I take, is like your schedule. Another angle I might take is like, do you even know who you're talking to? Like your niche and how you're going to speak to them, and storytelling. Another angle I could talk about is content, scheduling content in 10 minutes, creating really, really good personal content, and being able to tell stories, and being able to create connection, and being able to articulate the value of your offer. Another angle I can take is promising results and what your offer actually does for people. Another angle is building a personal brand. Another angle is pricing and all the drama that you have about your offer and what other people think. And another angle would be mindset and imposter syndrome and what's holding you back from selling every single day. Another angle I can take is sales. Another angle I can take is lead gen. Another angle I can take is non-social selling. So all the ways you can grow your business without social media. So that is just a long, long list of all the angles of how I can talk about one offer and how this one offer is going to change your life. And then that's how I can deep dive into each piece of content to hit different people, because there's going to be people who resonate more with building offers. There's going to be people who resonate more with selling. There's going to be people who resonate more with building a business with kids at home. There's going to be people who resonate more with building a business without social media, but it all applies, right? Like, so whether they come in for non-social selling or whether they come in for offers, they're going to have a transformation within their life and their business. And it's like, how are all the ways that I can connect and tell stories and to tell people how this is going to change their life with this one offer. So I feel like I dropped quite a bit today in this voice note. Like, it's only 8 minutes already, but I feel like I've already said so many things. And what I want to wrap up with is, for all of you listening, is how can you create more momentum and spark in your own business? I think for me, number one is like loving what I do, who I talk to, how I talk to them, the niche that I serve, and how it's so close to my heart. So like for me, talking to women, talking to mothers, talking to women who maybe are single moms or stay-at-home moms or want something for themselves or want purpose or want to be the breadwinner of their family or really truly want to like change their children's lives is such a big purpose of mine that it just every day fuels me, but every day it's also part of my own life and journey. So it's really easy to talk to these women because it's what I love. It's who I am. It's what I'm passionate about. That also creates momentum. Like my own excitement creates momentum. And then also speaking to like what I know that these women want and need for themselves and their business, that also creates momentum. And talking about my masterclass, like you're going to want to be in there. It's going to be awesome. You're not even going to want to watch the replay. You're going to want to clear your calendar and be in there live. It's going to be so freaking good and jam-packed with information that you're not going to want to miss, because the truth is what I'm talking about, a lot of other coaches aren't. A lot of other coaches are still teaching social media, but they're teaching it from a lens of the fact that they built their social media account back in 2020 or back in 2016 when it was so much easier to grow on social media. So they already have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 followers, right? Where Instagram itself is a great app if you're nurturing people who are already in your community, if you're nurturing people who are already in your audience. But it's very slow growth for leads and getting new leads in consistently. So one of the big pieces that I talk to my students about too is like, yeah, sure, like that Instagram is great when it comes to connecting with people, but is it great for growth for newer business owners who don't quite have that reach yet? No, that the truth is it's not as good as it used to be. But a lot of business coaches are still telling you it's your content, it's your messaging. And while that is so incredibly true for your funnel, you have to have immaculate messaging and content and connecting with people. The truth is where are you using your time and energy that's not effective? For me, it was Instagram, right? Like it wasn't effective to put all of my energy into this one basket when the growth was so slow, when I could put that same amount of energy and messaging and marketing in other places and grow faster. And then when they come to my social media, they're like, oh my God, I like love your vibe even more. So how are you building momentum in your own business? How are you doing what you love? How are you doing what lights you up? And how are you creating attention for people to choose you, for people to want to come and sit in your 90-minute masterclass? Like what are you doing or saying that makes people be like, oh my God, I need to get into this room and sit in here and listen to what she has to say?